Toby and the Enchanted Forest Adventure. In the small town of Maplewood, surrounded by towering oak trees and whispering pines, lived a curious boy named Toby. With his bright eyes and unruly hair, Toby was always ready for an adventure. Summer had just begun, and the days stretched out like a golden promise of fun and excitement. But little did Toby know that this summer would be the most magical of all. One afternoon, while exploring the woods behind his house, Toby stumbled upon something peculiar. A hidden path, overgrown with ivy and wildflowers, beckoned him. It wasn't there before, he was sure of it. His heart raced with anticipation as he followed the path, deeper and deeper into the forest. The trees grew taller and the air cooler. Suddenly, he found himself in a clearing bathed in soft, shimmering light. In the center stood a giant oak, its bark glistening with an unusual silvery hue. Intrigued, Toby approached and noticed a small door carved into its trunk, adorned with intricate patterns and tiny gemstones that sparkled in the sunlight. With a deep breath, Toby knocked on the door. To his astonishment, it swung open silently. Inside was a spiral staircase, leading downward into the unknown. Gathering his courage, Toby descended the stairs, which seemed to hum with a soft, melodic tune. At the bottom, he emerged into a world unlike anything he had ever seen. It was a forest, but not just any forest. The trees had leaves that glowed in vibrant colors, and flowers that sang sweet melodies. The air was filled with the scent of honey and fresh rain. Animals he had only read about in books roamed freely, unicorns with flowing manes, playful pixies darting between branches, and even a friendly dragon lounging by a sparkling stream. As Toby took in the wonder of this enchanted place, he felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned to find a small, sprightly figure with wings like a butterfly's, shimmering with all the colors of the rainbow. "Welcome, Toby," the fairy said in a voice as clear as a bell. "I'm Marigold. We've been expecting you." "Expecting me?" Toby echoed, bewildered. "Yes," Marigold replied. "The Forest of Dreams has been awaiting a hero to help us. A dark force, the Shadow King, is threatening our land, and only someone from the human world can save us." Toby's eyes widened. Him, a hero. But before he could protest, Marigold took his hand and whisked him through the forest. They passed glimmering waterfalls and fields of floating lanterns until they reached a grand castle made of crystal and light. Inside, the forest council awaited. A wise old owl, a regal unicorn, and a tiny elf with a long beard. "Toby," the owl hooted gently, "the Shadow King's magic is draining the life from our forest. We need you to retrieve the Heartstone, a magical gem that keeps our world alive. It's hidden in the caves of wonder, deep within the Shadow Realm." Though he felt a pang of fear, Toby nodded. "I'll do it," he said, feeling a newfound determination. The council gave him a map and a small pouch filled with magical dust for protection. With Marigold by his side, Toby set off on his quest. The journey was fraught with challenges. They crossed the River of Reflection, where they had to solve riddles to pass safely. They navigated through the maze of whispers, where every turn seemed to lead them astray. Finally, they reached the entrance to the Shadow Realm. The land was dark and cold, and a heavy silence hung in the air, but Toby pressed on, his heart guided by the hope of saving the enchanted forest. Inside the caves of wonder, Toby faced his greatest test. The Shadow King, a figure cloaked in darkness, stood guard over the Heartstone. "You cannot defeat me, boy," he hissed. But Toby, clutching the pouch of magical dust, remembered the council's words. "Believe in your strength and the power of the forest." With a deep breath, he threw the dust into the air. It sparkled brightly, illuminating the cave and dissolving the shadows. The Shadow King let out a roar and vanished into the mist. Toby grabbed the Heartstone, its warm glow filling him with a sense of triumph. He and Marigold raced back to the Forest of Dreams, where the council awaited anxiously. As he placed the Heartstone in the center of the crystal castle, the forest erupted in a burst of color and light. Life returned to every corner, and the inhabitants cheered with joy. "You did it, Toby!" Marigold exclaimed, her wings fluttering with delight. The owl nodded approvingly, You've saved us all, young hero. Toby beamed with pride, knowing he had found the adventure of a lifetime. As he returned home through the hidden door, he glanced back at the enchanted forest, its magic forever etched in his heart. Back in Maplewood, the woods behind his house seemed just a little bit brighter, and Toby knew that whenever he needed another adventure, the Forest of Dreams would be waiting.